You were tenants of a duplex that is owned by the defendant from 2016 until recently, late 2015 until May 2021. And I assume that you were on, after your initial lease, on a month-to-month lease, correct? Your Honor. You're suing the defendant for a whole bunch of things, for money owed, for damages arising from a breached lease, number one. Number two, the return of security deposit. You may have an issue with regard to that, property damage, and the rest is a utility bill, which I'm not dealing with at all. This is what I gather from your complaint. You had a month-to-month lease. You were good tenants. You initially had a 12-month lease that turned into a month-to-month tenancy. So far accurate? Yes, Your Honor. So that means that you could move out given 30 days notice, which would be nice, and she could tell you to get out on notice, same 30 days. That sound reasonable to you? Sure. The county, or whatever governmental authority, gave the defendants the right to build additional units in the back of the property, which she wanted to do. She wanted to exercise her right to do that, which is her right. And she could have said to you, "It's been nice knowing you. I'm adding additional units to my property, so you can either stay or go during the construction. It's going to take a year, right?" Yes. I mean, you don't own the property, correct? You're renters, not even with a lease. So part of the thing that had to go was a tree in the backyard, and you didn't want the tree to go because that's where you get shade and your kids like to play. I don't know what it was. So she sent people over to remove the tree to start the process of constructing on her property something that would add additional value to her property. So far, am I missing anything? No. So raise your hand. Who was the one who interfered with them taking down the tree at first? Either of you? That would be you. And then they finally did take down the tree. Somebody called the police. I don't know who that was. Raise your hand if you called the police. That would be you. Police said, "You can't stop them from taking down the trees. It's their property." Did you find anything unusual about that? It was our understanding with the initial lease that we signed and that we understood that I don't care what you understood. I don't care what was in your mind. She could do whatever she wants with her property. You're on a month-to-month tenancy. If you don't like that she's going to build additional units that she has a right to build in the back of her house, move. So you were advised by your landlord that they were going to build these additional units 4 months before you moved. So now you had 30 days notice of that, right? When you spoke to her husband, did he in fact say to you, for any inconvenience that you had during construction, if you wanted to stay during the construction, he would reduce your rent? Did he say that to you? Yes. Him just a second. The answer is, he told you he was building these things and he said you have a choice. You can either stay and I'll reduce your rent by $400, or you can go. Did he also say to you, you're an electrician by trade? Yes. Did he also say to you, not only will I reduce your rent, but I will offer you the contract to do the electrical work on the new units that I'm going to put in? He didn't have to do any of that for you. He could attack the 30-day notice on your door and said, vacate in 30 days, be gone. So what was their reduced rent? $1,700. And it had been $2,100? Yes. And according to you, you moved out May 31st. Correct? Did you pay May's rent? No, Your Honor. That's why they kept your security deposit, because you didn't pay rent. You lived there, yourself, your wife, your kids. You lived there, and you didn't pay rent. What were they supposed to do? How were they supposed to get their rent? I don't know. When you say they broke it, do you know who broke it? The tree contractors. We notified them prior to the tree contractor coming to remove anything that might get into the way of the tree contractor. Explain that to me. I'm sorry. And I believe they did not notify us. They didn't notify us that it was damaged. Do you have any proof by way of communication, text message, letter that you notified them to remove this trampoline. Yes, but it's through text messages. That's okay. Okay. I do text messages also, Your Honor. Prior to even asking them to remove the trampoline, they're not supposed to have a trampoline per insurance reasons because it's a dangerous item on our premise and it could hurt our tenants. So we had asked them to remove the trampoline to begin with. Is it correct that they asked you to remove the trampoline? They have that. It is just a 6. When did they ask you to remove the trampoline before the tree was cut down, Your Honor? Okay. Your case is dismissed. We're finished. Thank you very much. You don't have to look for anything else. Goodbye. Court is adjourned.